You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the bullpen.
Women of color diagnosed with breast cancer are more likely to die from their disease than their white counterparts. African American women are more likely to be diagnosed earlier in life than white women, and it's unusual. Breast cancer diagnosis before the age of 40, for instance, is an unusual diagnosis. They're also more likely to be diagnosed with a more aggressive type of breast cancer.
We, as African American women, get a different type of breast cancer. It's known as a triple negative breast cancer.
Regina Hampton is a surgeon and co-founder of Breast Care for Washington.
It's not a hormone responsive breast cancer. Those who have a hormone responsive cancer can get a hormone type of treatment that they'll be on for 5 years that helps to decrease their risk of developing another breast cancer. When you have a triple negative breast cancer, you're going to get your treatment, could be surgery with chemotherapy, could be radiation, but then there's no type of triple negative pill that we can put people on to help keep that cancer away.
A new study published in the Therapeutic Advances in Medical Oncology finds standard breast cancer treatments are less effective for Black women compared to other racial groups.
That's right. The American Cancer Society says 40% more Black women die from breast cancer than white women. That rate is nearly double when compared to Native American women. It is even higher compared to Hispanic, Asian, and Pacific Islander women. Researchers say that part of the problem is Black women are underrepresented in clinical trials, making up only 7% of enrollment.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And at Indisputable, we want to make sure we put the emphasis where the emphasis should be. You heard the data. To talk about this and more, we have on the program Dr. Nicole Gentry and also Anisa Palmer. Anisa Palmer is the CEO of I Will Survive Incorporated. Thank you both for being on the program. How are you?
Wonderful. Amazing.
And to Ms. Palmer, I'm going to start with you to give us some insight into I Will Survive, and also to the guest, give some insight to this great survivor and why her story is so amazing, and how we can provide partnership with you this month and beyond to be part of a dynamic solution.
Absolutely, Dr. Richey. My mom was 38 years young when she passed away. And after my service in the military, we saw, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia had the highest mortality rates across the nation. With a background in a little bit footprint in Georgia it is. And so we've been running boots on ground 14 years now. And to date, the youngest survivor that we helped in her battle was 22 years young. And so we're seeing it younger and younger as years go on. And this beautiful story of the survivor that we do have to share with us in her 30s. And I won't share too much, but interesting journey that she endured with her battle with breast cancer.
Dr. Nicole Gentry, give us some insight into your journey and how I Will Survive was so helpful in helping you as you continue to live your life out loud.
Absolutely. So interestingly, I was diagnosed at 31, and it completely blindsided me. My family, we don't have a history of breast cancer. It was, in my opinion, stress-induced. It was me neglecting my body. Breast cancer was not something that was on my radar. Most of us don't need to be tested for that type of diagnosis that early. But for me, unusually, I noticed what appeared to be a dent, an indentation in that region. And because, oftentimes, especially women of color, we often wear the superwoman cape with such grace, but we hide a lot of the pain and anguish that we're dealing with. And by the time that I decided to take action and actually address what this indentation was in my body, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and I was triple positive. And so, that journey was very intense. At the time, I wasn't married. I didn't have any children. And I was told that because of the aggressive nature of this disease in my body, they gave me 1 month before it could metastasize from stage 2 to stage 4. And when you're in this pivotal point in your life, 31, I was really climbing the height of my career. I just launched my business, and it's extremely difficult. And that's where partnerships like I Will Survive come in handy and are extremely, extremely pivotal and critical. I was fortunate enough to meet Anisa at the time when I was just starting my radiation treatments. My facility was an hour and a half away from my house. So every day for 1 month, on top of surgeries, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, I had to go to this facility every day for a month. And it was through the grace and the mercy from I Will Survive. They were able to offer gas cards, they offered gift packages, and just financial support that really allowed me to focus on my fight and not focus on some of the necessities to even show up.
That's phenomenal. Anisa, this is what we would call in the gap funding, where you may have funding that takes care of one major thing, but you can't get to this funding unless you can get to the facility. And that's costly in itself. So talk to us about what I Will Survive does as far as that in the gap funding for individuals and how that particular apparatus was able to help Dr. Gentry.
Providing real support now is really critical for our organization. We have survivors who mentioned to us that they're counting pennies to get to and from treatments, and how that can, change the trajectory of the outcomes of their cancer journey. And so, from paying rent, mortgages, so there aren't evictions and foreclosures going on in the home. For the children, we have a new mental health partner that provides free therapy sessions. For the entire family, it's nutrition in the home that's necessary to focus on eating the right anti-cancer foods in and out of treatment so that survivors and their families can thrive after cancer. And the care packages, we make them custom catered to anyone in their diagnosis. If they need lymphedema sleeves, whatever it is they need along their journey, so that they can focus on beating the cancer and thriving after cancer.
Wow. I had the great privilege of being chairperson of your jazz gala recently. And we raised money. You all do a remarkable job in the community. And I was able to see and talk with survivors at that event face to face. And when I tell you the joy and the spirit was infectious, it was an amazing opportunity. I think more men need to get involved in these spaces. Number one, all of us got here by way of a woman. All of us got here by way of a woman. So whatever you all's fight may be, it should be our fight too. Number two, you got to have resources. There are funding programs being frozen, some being eliminated right now. Everyday people have to do more. Everyday people have to do more. So I want to talk about the funding and the resource side of this, Anisa, in a very real way. You all do so much and you help so many people, and you have a national organization now. What are some of the funding requirements, and how can people partner with you?
Thank you first for serving and showing up. That event was successful because you showed up and supported that. And so really do appreciate it on behalf of the board. An extra thank you. As far as funding, we're still seeing the hits. It's changing and pivoting. I think our federal contracts were strongest with the CDC and Department of Public Health. And so that disappeared, and we don't know if we'll ever get that back. And those were unrestricted funds that helped extend our program to ensure that we have the right team members on our, fighting with us and out in the communities as a grassroots organization. And so it's been extremely difficult. We're still dealing with donor decline. We have government workers where our, donors, it's affecting every single part of our revenue right now. And we have 38 families on a wait list for help. We get phone calls from all the major research organizations right now who are asking us through their patient navigators and social workers for us to help them provide additional resources for their clients. And it seems, we just can't get the funds enough coming in as fast as the applications are coming in for those who need support.
Yeah. And I want to say to all of my audience, Anisa takes this stuff home. She takes this stuff home with her. So if you're looking for a sincere advocate and you want to guarantee your money goes in the right place, make sure you support I Will Survive, Inc. I'm going to come back to you, Anisa. I want to hear from Dr. Gentry. Obviously, you are very much so alive. You are very much so active. You are very much so engaged. So what was the difference from that doom and gloom report they gave you when you were 31 years of age to who you are today? What made the difference for you?
Honestly, I have to give it all really to God. I know that, it may seem like the direct answer, but God really gave me an opportunity to really adjust my mindset. I think in those moments, oftentimes where you're met with despair and you feel like all is lost and there's no hope. And for me, God gave me the decision to evolve or repeat. Those were the words that he told me. Either I need to evolve into this woman that prioritizes herself and her self care, a woman that takes ownership of her body and makes the decisions to go and get mammograms, or I could repeat the same habits of stress, of underlying depression, of doing too much and putting myself on the back burner that would eventually lead me to another diagnosis or worse. And so I knew in that moment that I think for me, it was just a mindset shift of choosing myself, choosing to pursue all of the beautiful things in life and to fight for that life.
Yeah, you say you were 31 when you got diagnosed. Looks like you're 25 today.
Hey, thank you. Thank
Look
you. I'll
at you.
take that.
Amen. Anisa, for those who are watching the show, I want to do three things. I want to make sure they have a phone number to call if they would like to contribute a partner. I want to make sure they have a website to go to. And I want to make sure we put up that QR code again for people to scan. There you go. So we got 1 out of 3 already out the way. Make sure you scan that QR code, make a direct contribution. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is one of those organizations serving people directly, and they are not stopping just because there's a funding shortage. They're simply revamping their solutions. That's all they're doing. So they're continuing to provide the services nationally. Anisa, if you would, give out the website where people can go to contribute, and also a number, if there be one, where people can call to partner.
Absolutely. At our website, www.iwillsurviveinc.org, and to call us at 404-483-8503.
And if you would give us some parting words, what would you leave us with in this month?
I would leave you with remind that loved one, get those screenings done. And so there's no age on this. I started mammograms at 28 because my mom passed away at 38. And so if you feel something abnormal, please schedule and go see your primary care provider to get that mammogram taken care of. And if we catch it early, we find it early, we increase our survival rate 95% or more. And so that's what we want to see. We don't want to see any more lives lost from breast cancer.
Well said. This organization changes and saves lives. Thank you so much for all that you do. To every viewer, you know what to do this month. Thank you both.
Thank you.